Hey guys, so I know I just did my 6.0 video yesterday or the day before or something, but yeah, I rushed it out because I knew 7.0 was coming. So yeah, 7.0 came out today, and it's pretty cool. It's the coolest. And we can't really see all of it just yet though, unfortunately, but I'll go over the patch notes like I always do, and I did a lot of balance changes this time, so I might have to go into more detail later, but we'll just see how long this goes for, and I might cut it based on that. We'll see. So the first big feature that was added to this, which we can't actually see right now, is the races event, and this is essentially just this. It's a new type of daily challenge, basically, except it's not going to necessarily be daily. It can be any length of time. But it's just an event, which is an entirely new game mode, which can also take on any of the modifiers that daily challenges can. And I don't know if we'll be taking on suggested races at this point. That could be cool, but they're going to be longer events, so there won't be as many of them. Might not necessarily be any sort of user suggestions for that, but we'll see. So the main thing that makes races different to daily challenges is firstly they're competitive. You go up against other players and you get your fastest time, and you put your fastest time on the leaderboard. And at the end of the event, the people, well, basically based on your ranking, you're rewarded. You get some badges to keep on your profile and stuff. And so there's very limited ways you can actually speed up your gameplay in Bloons, usually. So the way that these races are interesting is you can actually choose to send as many rounds as you want simultaneously before actually finishing one. This is a feature that's been in Tower Defense games for ages, but we've never really wanted to put it into Bloons, but it has been requested actually on a number of occasions over a long time. So this is our take on it. We don't want it to be a part of the main game, but it is still something cool that hopefully people enjoy. So that's races. And I can't show anything here, but Aliens Rock has already done a video on that where he actually did try out the race, so go check out him. You probably already have if you watch Bloons videos on YouTube, because he's way bigger than I am. But yeah, anyway, something I can actually show. Ezili. And my phone is muted, like always. Can I put my sound on? Probably. Here we go. Okay. So, I haven't bought her yet, but let's do this.
What is your will?
I love that. Okay, so Ezili is like the coolest hero ever so far, and she is the Voodoo monkey. Her strengths are basically taking out stronger targets. She's not good at like clusters of balloons or anything like that. She's not really a good starting tower, but what she does do well is take out Moabs, and she does that really well. And her base curse, she's basically like an alchemist at stage 1. She has like an instant attack. It's basically the sniper's attack, which hits and applies a dot. So sniper crossed with alchemist, but not infinite range, unfortunately. And not really too much. We get Heartstopper, which is actually better than that sounds. It obviously doesn't have much endgame use, but with races, it's good in races. I'll tell you that. We get splash damage at tier 4. This makes her actually usable in the early rounds. She's pretty terrible until then, to be honest. She can't really do anything. Attack speed, get longer dot, gets a bit stronger. So this one's cool. We get a sacrifice totem. Make sure I'm not blocking my speakers here. So, probably worth mentioning, she actually has camera detection at the base level, but when she summons this sacrifice totem, it gives camera detection as well as pierce range, attack speed, and projectile speed to anything in radius. The totem itself has a huge radius, but it drains lives when you use it. And I like this. So you can't use it in chimps or unpoppable, obviously, because it would just kill you anyway. But you can't actually activate it, so that's not a problem. But outside of these modes, I mean, it's easy to farm lives to keep it up by the time you get to mid-game. And it's just super cool. I don't know, I like it. I think it's really cool. In harder game modes, you're not really going to use it though, obviously, because you can't. So this one, we get at level 8. This is significant. Her dot basically just does insane damage to Moabs, and that applies to her splash as well. So she's terrible at regular balloons, but by the time you get to Moabs, their hitboxes are so large that your splash just really easily hits them. And then when you get to this level, you do a lot more damage to them, so you actually do start to deal with grouped Moabs quite well. You still can't deal with their children, but set to strong, she'll offer a lot of good kind of support in stripping off the Moab layers. And here we take off Camo Regrow Fortified, as long as they're not Moabs. So it's like a weaker Shattering Shell. And the ultra cool ability, Moab Hex. You use this ability and the strongest Moab on screen is dead. It can't escape, it's just doomed. It does basically 100% of the Moab's health over a duration. It just slowly cuts away at it. It will destroy any Moab just as fast, so a regular Moab or a Zomj, it will take them out just as quickly, but it will always target the strongest one on screen. Worth mentioning, DDTs will leak before they can be destroyed, so that is a big weakness to this. If a DDT is the strongest balloon on screen, you probably don't want to use this ability because it'll just get wasted. But it's definitely real good against Zomjs, and it can't hit bads at this level, but when you get it to level 20, it can. Some more generic stuff. Okay, so 13 is actually also really significant. When you get to level 13, just the larger splash radius, it doesn't mean too much, but it does help. But the increased pierce is actually very significant, and this gets you to the point where she really just starts stripping off Moab layers quite easily. So that just faster dot helps, but okay. Sacrifice totem lasts longer and only costs 1 life. So kind of just lets you. So it never gets down to 0 at this point, and I like it this way because it means you can actually just trigger that to pop 1 life, which is really safe. You're not going to die from losing 1 life most of the time. And you can use this to actually trigger your abilities that cost lives. So even at the base level you can do this, but it starts getting a bit more dangerous because 10 lives is a fair amount. But when you get down to 1 life, you can just constantly just sacrifice 1 single life to use, like, you can trigger your bomb blitz and like all of these abilities which cost lives to activate. And she also synergizes well with druids because their bottom path gains attack speed whenever you lose lives. So you can kind of just spam your sacrifice totem early on to lose roughly 100 lives, and then finish off later on when you finally get this to get exactly to what you need to max that boost. And druids max their boost at 100%. So you lose 100 lives and they're maxed. But also if you heal lives, you ruin it. So you have to lose 100 lives and not heal anything. And larger splash and pierce again, very good. These are great. Attack speed, and your base attack gets a little bit better against general stuff, non-Moabs. I mean, it's level 19, that's not going to help you much at this point. This is kind of a throwaway level, but you need to get to level 20. And it says here that it destroys mob class balloons twice as fast, but it doesn't anymore. This just needs to be updated. So the previous level was kind of increased as well, or they were both kind of reworked, and there was no time to update the description. That's the same thing. A lot of descriptions are not quite accurate anymore because it can take a long time to change descriptions, considering we're in like 16 different languages, and we have to translate it into every language before we can change it in one language. So that's why descriptions are often a bit behind if we do a lot of balance changes at once like this. But it's still really good. And level 20 also allows you to destroy bads. You don't reach level 20 in a regular game, but you're damn close. I think I did a test, and I was level 19 at round 100 and it cost me like 20,000 to purchase the next level. So if you have a spare $20,000 and you place your Ezili on round 1, you can just instantly win the game by using this on the bad, and it will instantly destroy all the children of the bad as well. So just one ability and you're good. It's gone, and that's probably the most powerful ability in the game. And it scales well into free play. No matter how much health your target has, it will destroy it just as fast. It destroys a regular Moab just as fast as it destroys a round 10,000 fortified bad. So the only thing that will ever beat this is when balloons get too fast for it to actually destroy them before they escape. So that's the incredible Ezili, which is now easily my favorite hero in the game. We've got 2 new maps as well, Alpine Run, which is a beginner map, and I'll jump into the actual harder one, Peninsula, which I've only unlocked sandbox on medium for because I like testing on medium sandbox. And it's kind of a bit of a very space blocky map. You can't really place stuff anywhere. You can start here, and you can put stuff up top here, but they can't really reach, so that's a good spot for helis, I guess. You can sell these to place towers though, and you get little engineers on surfboards because engineer is just too good for us. Not interested in leaving his holiday.
What's up?
And best sound effects. I love her voice. Totally.
I have never been stronger.
Alright. Cool that down. Yeah, so, I mean, got our Heartstopper ability, which is pretty simple. Use this, and it's kind of like it puts a regrow block animation on the balloons, and they can't regrow. And it's a full screen effect. So, making regrow is not regrow. A lot of people think that sounds bad, but as I said, it's good in races. So you need to actually experience races and try it there. But I mean, it's still not incredible. I don't think this is an amazing ability, but she's an amazing hero, so she doesn't need to also have incredible abilities. But for now, we'll see how it is. I kind of think it'd be cool if, like, when you actually did block balloons regrowing, you gained some shield or something like mana shield. But we'll see. I don't know. You got your sacrifice totem here, and it has a massive range. Look at that. Wow. And yeah, it already said everything it did. It just kind of buffs everything about your towers, and it has a long cooldown, but you don't really want to be spamming it, so yeah. And we'll send, of course, we have to send one fortified bad to test out this mob hex. And it just gets crushed. And that was pretty quick, actually. Let's move her back here so she can't actually attack it with her main attack. There is a bug with a damage counter currently where it seems if she attacks something and then hexes it, it breaks and a count goes wrong, but we'll see if this works. So I hex that, and it is being destroyed. The hex is the only thing damaging it. It's gone. It didn't go anywhere. Wow.
What's
and
up?
she did 90,120 damage to that. Well, that seems wrong. But hey, it's probably because this was a non-super ceramic bad. I don't know, something. So, you probably noticed we also have the holiday theme. I should have mentioned that straight away. And it's nice and snowy. We got our holiday themed monkeys. Whoops. A little reindeer mailman. And yeah, we have a presents collection event, which is just like the old Halloween event where you picked up the candy. This time you're picking up presents and you get a little Santa on his sleigh coming in. We also had some more daily challenge options added, which is just no selling, no powers, and no continues. And the main one, which I like here, is no selling, because selling kind of breaks a few challenges. Yeah. And I don't like that. Some challenges are good with selling, but there's some challenges where, yeah, it really just kind of destroys it. So this should add a lot more interesting things. And yeah, so I think I might just cut this one off here. This is the new content in 7.0, and I'll do a longer video tomorrow going, oh, maybe not tomorrow because it's Friday, and I stay very late at work on Friday, messing around with friends. But hopefully soon, I will do a longer video going over all of the balance changes, maybe talking that in a bit more detail. But yes, I will see. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you around.